it took me a time to be in that process and that position to, to be ready to be reinstated in full-time employment or part-time. But now I'm here, what it offers me is structure. For me, it also gives me purpose. For my own journey, purpose is the biggest thing to keep me sober. So if I've got a reason to get up and go to work, it gives me that structure, which is of the utmost importance to myself.
It gives me more purpose in life. I come to group every day, which is kind of an hour and a half. I volunteer a few hours a week, so I won't have so much time for myself. I'll be able to jump in, and I'm just looking forward to helping others, really.
That's what gives me purpose, you know what I mean? Like I've always worked all my life, and up to the point where I kind of lost everything, I had my own business, and that's when it all went downhill. So work is good for me, you know what I mean? It's the best thing for me.
I don't feel like I work. I feel like I just, I just do something I enjoy. And it's that cliche, if you find something you enjoy, you don't work a day in your life.
It's been quite frustrating at some points. I think for myself, not so much the whole recovery and that sort of aspect of it. I think it's more that the job market's changed so much since I was last looking for employment, and that things are different nowadays, and that there's less jobs available in general. And then obviously with the added stress of what people will think and if people know, and then all that sort of stuff does sort of add to the pressure.
First trying to find work, it was quite a daunting prospect, but coming in using the IPS service, that enabled me to sort of build my confidence, to sort of have a look at where my experience is, how I can utilise that experience going forward.
In terms of recovery, people are worried about stigma and prejudice. So I would engage with that employer and say, whatever stereotype you have fabricated in your mind, put that to a side and listen to what they can bring to the company. Some of the characteristics to be able to go for recovery, start your sober journey and start a new chapter, that's, for me personally, that life experience is priceless.
Anybody who is in recovery would be better in work because it gives them focus and gives them something to be passionate about and achieve. So then obviously when you're not given that chance to sort of show yourself and prove yourself to get that is quite difficult. If you are made aware of issues with addiction or previous criminal record or things like that, and that's something that's hindering your thoughts on employing someone, then just because that's what's presented in front of you doesn't mean that's what the case is and what it always has been. Like there's people that have made mistakes over the past few years that have had good jobs in good sectors and stuff before. Myself, I was on track to be an accountant with an AT and a uni degree, and now I'm just struggling to get an admin job. So it doesn't mean just because someone tells you they've got a criminal record or something, it doesn't mean they haven't done well in previous positions. So it was worth a second chance, I suppose.
Don't judge a book by its cover, not people can change. I don't look at people the same way now that I used to. I used to kind of look down on people a little bit about, they're on drugs or whatever, but you don't realise how many families it ruins and stuff, And I know firsthand now what it does to people and what it can just rip families apart and you can lose everything overnight, basically.
Everybody deserves a chance. People that work with the IPS are very skilled people. They've had a lot of. They'll have a lot of support. They'll be able to showcase their talents via their CVs and stuff because they'd have had help. If it's anything like the support I had, they'll be confident, and they'll be able to showcase what they can bring to yourselves. They'll be a lot more strong-willed to work for you. And it's not just a job for them, it's a purpose. It means something more from internally.
I think the main thing, and I hear it a lot, and what I promote myself, one of the best characteristics is resilience. So someone who has been in, following that journey of recovery, that's a very hard battle to fight. And for someone who's gone through whatever they've been through and made it out the other side, surely showcases their ability, to knuckle down when the goings get tough, to be someone who's committed, who's got the desire to change.
Yeah, I've learned through my recovery, honesty is the best policy. I'm honest with everybody. Everybody knows my experiences and stuff. So I've tried to hide it before, and I've worked for a while, and then I've found out, and then it's ended. So honesty is the best policy. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness is my 3 values. Apparently, I'm a good listener. I've never heard that before, but that's good. I'm kind of realising some positive things about myself.
I think someone who, desperately wants something to better their life would be a better employee than someone who didn't have to prove that. So I think more passionate and more grateful of a chance, probably, more hardworking. It's rewarding, isn't it? It gives someone a sense of purpose having a job. I mean, I don't see how people can be happy just being on benefits or not working, unless they're really unable to. Providing for yourself is always more rewarding than just receiving help, isn't it?
I've got, self-respect for myself. I feel positive all the time.
The job I got now, because I went and did a course, a security course. I'm now a security officer for a charity that supports people in addiction and supports people with mental health difficulties and things. I'll be honest, it's completely new for me. I wouldn't say it's an area that I've ever had a huge ambition to go towards, but I'm very much a character that likes to take on challenges, likes to do new things, add more strings to my bow, have multi-skills. Suffering with addiction myself, it's a very big passion of mine, to support people that are on that journey, and whilst I'm in recovery, that sort of maintains my recovery by giving back.
My name is Christian Clark, and I'm an IPS Employment Connector.
So my name's Jonathan, and I'm a plasterer.
My name's Luke Pestle, and I'm a security officer.
My name's Nathan Hall, and I want to be back in office management.
My name's Phil, and in the future, I'd like to be a recovery worker.